welcome to the first episode of Tiny Terrain TV, and today we're going to be looking at making 28mm shipping containers for your modern wargames. Here's a list of what you're going to need, all fairly straightforward except for maybe the corrugator. We bought ours from a local craft store for just under £5. Go over to the internet and look for some free rusted metal textures, and you need this in a large size because you're going to drop it into Photoshop at A4 300 dpi. Then go back to the internet, find a logo for a shipping company and cut out the logo using the magic wand tool, which in Photoshop is the 7th tool down on the left hand side. Drop the logo back into your original document, and I then make 3 copies. The first one I keep as an original, and then I place 2 over the top as overlays. That allows me to take an eraser to these and distress them so that you get a worn out look rather than a fresh black new image. As you can see here, there's some areas where there's grey lines across, and that's why I simply dragged the eraser across it. I used a similar technique when making the graffiti, downloading a suitable font, duplicating it 2 or 3 times and then distressing it. When this was done, I took a copy of the original rust texture, laid that over the top of everything at 35% transparency, and this gives the rust texture the chance to shine through and show over both the graffiti and the logo, giving that properly distressed look. Next, cut out 5 pieces of foam core. The sizes are shown here. 1 piece for the top and the 4 sides. You don't need anything on the bottom at all. Whilst you're at it, cut yourself a frame the same size as the sides, which will make life a lot easier later on. Stick it together using your glue gun and voila. And back to the frame, use that when you're cutting out the pieces of card so you get the logo in the right place. So once you've cut out your pieces of card, stick them through the corrugator, and very quickly you'll have ready-made sheet metal to add to your container. I glued mine on using PVA, but you can use whatever glue you have to hand. Once that's done, cut out 8 strips 12.5cm by 1cm and fold them in half, and these will become your corner pieces. I glue the top, then the bottom, then the sides, but it's really up to you, and don't forget to trim off any excess at the edges. And that's it. The container is finished. Well, almost. I then like to go around the edges with a pencil and just make sure there's no edges of white card showing. And at one end where the doors are, I add some card and some pieces of plastic to make some latches. I then paint them to match in with the rust effect to tie in the whole model. These containers are quick and cheap and easy to make, and they'll last the rigours of gaming. They're particularly good if you need to make 20 or 30 of them to create something like a Docklands, where, quite frankly, buying them in MDF would be too expensive. The other big benefit is you can put whatever you like on the side of them. So thank you for watching. The last thing to mention is please pop by our Facebook page or Twitter, just search for Tiny Terrain Models and take a look at our growing range of 28mm modern miniatures.